pentru cutii, codul werty îți oferă 70 de cenți bonus pe Hellcase, deschizi cutii și dacă te simți norocos, codul werty15 îți dă bonus de 15% la prima depozitare. E timpul să te flexezi cu noile tale skin-uri. Să fim serioși, toată lumea ar vrea să cumpere skin-uri mai ieftine. Pe D-Market cumperi skin-uri cu bani reali cu până la 30% reducere și nu doar atât, poți să faci și trade cu vechile tale skin-uri. Acum, cireașul de pe tort e că dacă vrei să-ți cumperi Mustangul ăla mult dorit, poți să-ți vinzi skin-urile tale scoțând bani direct pe card sau pe PayPal. Iar acum, ce zice cuțitul ăla? Linkul cu numărul 2 din descriere. Salutare! Salut, salut, salut. Hello. Ce faceți? Salutare Hunter, ceau Zaxo. Salut Mirel. M-am rupt de oboseală. Nu știu, ați pățit să dormiți și să nu fiți odihniți cu toate acestea, nu știu frate. Cred că o să încerc să iau din nou zinc. Mulțumesc, Alin, dar astăzi o fie un live scurt, cred că o să comentez chiar doar un meci, nici atâta. Mă văzut la blană, bravo. Pregătit de casting azi? Nu. Nu sunt pregătit. Cred că închid după prima hartă. Am pus eventul și pe măsură ce m-am tot dus, tot mai mult s-a simțit oboseala. Salut Mihai, salutare, salutare. Ce faceți? Cred că după primul half, da? Vitamine, bro, yes. De-aia zic zinc, ashwagandha și cu magneziu. Plus poate vitamina D. De-aia gen în prima oară după când, în ultima perioadă de când m-a luat chiar așa de tare. Chiar așa de tare oboseala. Pe început de zi. Și asta după 10 ore dormite, adică... No, Mihai, sorry. Nici cafeaua nu mai îmi rezolvă nimic. Nici cafeaua nu mai îmi rezolvă nimic. Salutare, Vlad, salutare. Stai să scot G2-ul din titlu cu ocazia asta. Nu puțin. Gata. Salut, salut Ștefan. Salut Harty. Eu mă simt mai odihnit când dorm 7-8 ore. Da, la mine a fost gen ultima perioadă în care a fost too much casting-ul de săptămâna trecută. Pentru creier, gen overall, adică Obosește creierul casting-ul ăsta mai mult decât ar trebui. Sticker cu Astralis nu este? Adăugăm, n-am apucat. Mamă, e cu minge de fotbal. Xipix. Te managerul lor acolo, cine o fi? Sticker. Too much, bro. Salut, mister. Update-ul la CS vine în vară. Antonie e live chiar acum. Bine, Geo, bravo, la mulți ani. Easy, heart, easy. S-a obosit, nu sunt supărat, s-a obosit rău. Gen. Nu începe la și 45, începe la și un sfert, Andy. Noi cu lună să fac badges, nice, Ion, da, exact. Curentul, da. Zaiu, în 39. Tare general. Da, e rating mare. Păi da, pe site-ul tău a rămas la ora la care era schedule în mod normal. Acum începe gen live, știi? Parcă ai prezis aia cu Face, n-am prezis-o eu. Eu n-am crezut că se întâmplă. Alții de pe chat au zis. Too much. În vlogul de astăzi. Au întors Aurora. Wow, 16-13 la Aurora. Bravo. Da, unexpected cu Face, băieți. Point pentru Major o să fie la Major în sine, peste o lună. Salutare, Alex, salutare. Ciao, Gabriel, salut, salut. Salut și Frosty. Cine cred că va câștiga? Mă uit un pic pe meciurile lor. Greu, frate, prezis la astea. Jucat ultima dată... Stai. Nu auzim. Cred că auzi, scuze.
So we just take a look at them like we do with every other team. We treat them as every other team, and I think that's what you should do. Don't try to do too much or too little or overthink stuff. Just do what you're used to doing and play your own game, and hopefully it will work.
And of course, you know yourself, you're one of the legends of the game. What would it mean to you to make it to the final ever CSGO major in Paris? What would it mean for you personally?
It will mean a lot. I mean, definitely one of my goals for this year is to make it to this major. And also now that we know that it's the only one that's going to be and the last one in CSGO. So hopefully we're going to make it. But I'm also trying to not think too much about it because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. But of course, it's a big dream of all of us.
And finally, any fighting words to Vitality?
Let's get a good fight.
Let's get a good fight indeed, and I certainly think Astralis, in their current form, are up for, you know, taking Vitality to the edge, hopefully, today, and giving them a competitive game. Vertigo is our map for the BO1, and yeah, Glaive, of course, one of the GOAT in-game leaders that we have in Counter-Strike Go, coming in with the notes and the prep and the pre-game speech as well. Jackie, what are your expectations? Do you think Astralis have a chance to upset here today?
I think there is potential. Will we see it? It's a completely different story, right? It's one of those where it all just has to be decided on the server. I think individuals as well are definitely going to be under my radar. I want to see a good game coming out from BlameF. You need Device playing the sort of CS that we expect to see from him. Because it's interesting, this Astralis roster looked like, you know, they took that time after getting Device back in to just grind out online game after online game to get their heads back in it, gel the roster, let people build their confidence rather than having external factors to worry about. Then going into the Pro League, having them back online, outside of the server, it felt like the whole team meshed really well. They seem to get on with one another. The general banter's great. Buzz seems to slip into the team well. But there were just issues, little issues you notice cropping up again and again throughout their time when they were actually playing at Pro League. And that can't happen again here, because obviously the stakes far higher in terms of what this means based off the back of just a best-of-1 result. So yeah, I do think there's a chance, Hugo, but they need to speak for themselves.
Absolutely do. And on a map like Vertigo as well, against ZywOo, you know, this guy is extremely comfortable on this map, so I think it's going to be easier said than done. I like how Glaive at least came in and not saying, you know, not acting too worried about the history rather between obviously these teams and these players inside of the rosters. But there has been a lot of recent history in terms of matches played anyway, right? Vitality beating them at the start of the year in the spring groups, Astralis winning in full showdown end of last year. So there's been some back and forth, and maybe Apex had some choice words about those games as well in his interview.
Nici de watch party, nu mă simt în stare.
Mă vin dădeam drumul live. Teams in, you're starting off with a big fight. You're against that of Astralis. Give me your thoughts.
Faine tricouri de la
Well,
Vitality.
obviously it's a really tough group, but I think we could see in the group A that was a bit less tough, that it was a mess as well. I think RMR is a bit different than other tournaments. The team wanted so much to go to the major, so I just feel like whoever you are, it doesn't change. It's how much you want it.
And of course, you know, you got Despre back in the lineup. You know, we've had a bit of time with Jax. How has Despre been adjusting, getting back into the lineup and catching up with everything that's been going on the past kind of few weeks?
Well, actually, we didn't practice that much with Jax. We had like 3 days, and then we had the APL group. And since that, obviously, we play with Despre. I think it's getting better and better for him. I think it was nice to have him, to have a break for him. It was nice to take care of his kid and having that kind of stuff. So I think now he's really happy in his life, and it's one of the conditions to be good at CS as well. So I just feel it's really good for him.
And for you as well, what's the preparation like coming in towards the Astralis game? They're a familiar foe, you know them very well, they know you very well. How have you been preparing coming in towards this opening game?
Well, once again, it's not like crazy mind games there. It's all about doing less mistakes and not being scared to play aggressive and just getting your balls in your hands and just playing good CS. That's all matters. I think that's why I'm focusing on with the team. Just we need to close out the close game as well, because we've been struggling about that for quite some time. and we've been losing a lot of like close games. So we need to get better at that.
Final question as well. The final CSGO major, it's in your home country, France. What that means to you to be attending the final major in your home country?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I'm not thinking about Paris. I'm in Copenhagen to qualify for Paris, so it's not about Paris. Paris will be for the champion stage, which is a long road. So for now, it's just qualifying for a major. Whoever it is,
Champion League.
Just qualifying for the last CSGO major. So Paris is the bonus, but no, we're not in Paris.
Okay, well, man, love the mindset. Best luck in tours today.
Thank you.
Apex taking it one step at a time, of course, living in the moment. And hey, a player himself that was never scared to get aggressive. So I hope he brings all of that into this matchup today. Unicorn odds favor Vitality, but I know Harry, you think Astralis are going to upset.
Yeah, I do. I gotta say, you know, they've actually been in really good form coming into this. And on top of that, I think, you know, there's something about these matchups where it is, you know, to say there's history between these rosters is an understatement.
Sure.
There's like the most dominant patch of history, you know, with the Astralis era lasting years, multiple major titles secured. These guys know each other very, very well, and so I can imagine that plays into the server in some way.
Wow.
You know, on top of that. I've actually quite liked getting to see, you know, Device back in the server and delivering like really good
Device, Zipix și cu Glaive joacă versus foștii lor coechipieri și fostul coach. Dupri cu Magis, care au fost la Astralis, acum la Vitality și Zoni ca și coach. Interesant.
Aren't really all they're hyped up to be, and actually it takes a couple of months before you really find your footing. That's not been the case with Device, and I know for him and the rest of this Astralis squad, the idea of getting back to major form is something they're all hoping for. So to close this chapter on Global Offensive in style would be fantastic.
But we're not in Paris yet.
Hai să vedem.
Gotta get there first.
Mersi, Darius, apreciez. Hai să vedem.
Push down behind the smoke with Julies. Astralis contact
Julies.
It's going to be a B split with
Și-a zic el la duale Julies.
Lots of util. Glaive gets it out for a mid to B smoke. Just maybe cut off. He's going to flash as well for Fight. And they're going to run it wild. Spix needs to hit some of these shots because he falls with nothing. And Dupree's in hot water.
Oh, mate! The sheer speed, the level of lethality already established, but the numbers dwindling, and it's just on Apex and a 1 versus 4 already getting battered as Astralis turn this opening round into an abattoir.
Fast. Da, Glock pe Device, da. Triple Titanfall.
No one else able to hold strong, and yeah, Vitality, Astralis, very quick little B split there.
Yeah, you know, I want to say the interview with Apex gave me a good deal of faith, though. I like his approach to this whole thing. I like that he's saying, you know, Paris is a long way away. That's champion stage. He's not wrong. Like, that is far off in the distance for Vitality. I think he knows with some of the problems this team's had, it is going to be a battle to get there. But that is their end goal. However, he's taking it a match at a time. And I think for someone who, you know, is very kind of, you know, wears his heart on his sleeve like Apex, I think it's good to try and put that distance in your mind between these events, not to feel like, you know, if you kind of let the nerves get to you now in the RMRs, then you were never going to make that run, right? So I like his attitude coming into this.
Ce seamănă vocea lui ăsta cu, cred că e lui Harry cu
I mean, obviously, with Falcons finding themselves down in the last chance qualifier, Vitality represent the best chance you have right now for a roster with French players in it to find themselves at Paris.
Yeah, you know, never want to count Falcons out, but you just think with FaZe already there at a bare minimum and more squads to enter, it feels like a pipe dream for the time being. Astralis for now, give Vitality the long pipe. They take 2-0. Nice and clean as well. Blame able to clean up those flanks.
Yeah, you want to talk the map on this one while we wait for the save? I think it's kind of interesting that we've ended up on Vertigo. This has been a really solid map for Vitality. They would be undefeated. If you ask them in their minds, they probably feel like they should be undefeated. The 1L they fielded was in that quarterfinal to end 16-14 on this map. It went the distance, the full 30 rounds in map number 3, and that was the first L in recent memory that Vitality have taken here.
But I think it's interesting that this is the map that we've ended up on Astralis. No strangers to Vertigo either, even when you think about the individual pieces here. For guys like Blame F, this was always a bit of a consistent one for that old complexity team.
Even in that world final at the end of last year, it was the one map Vitality managed to take against G2 in the quarterfinal of the event. Of course, G2 in incredible form and went on to win. Vitality won it in overtime, so they've certainly got the receipts. That and a win over Astralis.
Yeah, I think the fact that this is where we end up means Astralis have come in like very, very prepped for this matchup. That's the one thing. It's like you know that if Vertigo is left open at the end, Vitality will take you there.
N-aș mai fi dat drumul la live, dar n-am pus eventul și era nasol. Și măcar Vitality și Astralis să ne uităm chiar că cu chestiuni engleză. Ce să fac? Sau Denis, codurile de pe Hellcase, de-aia de-a subscribe. Uite, mi-a dat mesaj astăzi managerul de la Hellcase că n-a avut timp deloc în ultimele 2-3 zile cu familia să rezolve nimic. Se fac ASAP, primea cum e posibil. Aseară mi-a zis că, băi, ok, te rezolvăm într-o oră, două. Azi dimineața mi-a zis că, mă, ok, uite că n-am putut, n-am rezolvat.
Space created, Vitality. French killer bees are on the swarm and the Mac 10 is pulled out for Glaive to strike against the first.
Deci se rezolvă, da, îmi pare rău de întârziere, dar nu depinde de mine, depinde de el.
With these weapons they've got, at least focus set on middle.
Boseală, burnout,
gets his head blocked off by ZywOo on the dig.
Yeah, so the ZywOo Deagle is pretty nasty. I hope that isn't him starting to pick up pace in this round right now for Astralis' sake, because I've seen him do some gross things here on Vertigo with that Deagle.
Și eu mulțumesc. Oricum, momentan, meciul sincer destul de plicti.
Don't look incredibly committed, but they do want to try and keep bodies near that bomb. They want to try and do damage. Magic's going to get hand-delivered a kill. Device, old mate, walks into his crosshair.
Old mate.
Astralis with the third, but they are going to lose.
Zip's dead, no?
Some players here. Zip just gets out.
Nu am zăr,
but a lot of damage done, all things considered. 3 kills.
Stream în engleză pentru asta, dacă e.
Reinvestment out of Astralis, and that's exactly what
fac pauză și mâine și pe aia revin și o să fie ok.
Yeah, chip away at them, capitalize later in the gun round, and that's where we find ourselves now. ZywOo can get the AWP, so why wouldn't he? The ZywOo V device head to head.
Șmecherii ăștia de la Unicorn au pus în reali bonusul.
Taking the ramp as a T and angles you want to fight. So where does device go? He looks for the gap through yellow. ZywOo is on short, so he's not far away indeed. And device.
The timing on that, and now ZywOo's looking through the gap. They've traded
angles. Nu e până în $150 americani.
Flash goes in, gets
nu că liberele, dar ce?
Right now we end in a bit of a stalemate for the ramp duel.
Nu erau reali? Ce monedă e aia? Semnul de dolar cu râu. Eu știam că sunt realii brazilieni.
Don't like it. It's very close. I would lucky to be alive right now. But he's still eager, still hungry for more. Device doesn't want to go back.
Mersi, Alex. G2, dar nu comentezi. Măi, skip, nu o să las live-ul doar așa, că n-are rost. E stream-ul în engleză, e fix aceeași transmisiune. Nu e nevoie să te uiți aici, adică nici eu nu vreau să las să scadă media de viewer, știi? E ok, dacă închid, iau o pauză încă o zi și îmi revin după aceea. Asta e, se întâmplă oricum. A fost mult casting în ultima perioadă. Mult, chiar a fost mult. Mai mult ca în ultima perioadă cu mult.
So low on health, that molly has really done a number to him. Brings it down low. Magis holds the line, and Spinks trying to help out Pep as one through this smoke. Trades immediate. Glaive up close. Oh, the change of the guns, the reload. It's all super scary. That is a combat reload.
Bine, dacă nu reîncărca tot una.
Takes the space in with the reply. Blame F cannot win this round. He is just saving.
Very surprising to even see him trade off the gun. You know, sure, he finds it, but it has 5 bullets. The reload in that position is crazy. He knows the opponents are right around
uite,
the
nici
corner.
Luanțul mai avea, a zis și Casterul.
His position was so
Eternal. Mai uite că în best of fun-urile astea se întâmplă orice. Iau atât Aurora pe Spirits. Cine joacă cu G2 cu Nine, cu polonezii aia care au crescut mult în ultima perioadă. Chiar au crescut mult, chiar au dat foarte bine.
Because while for the kind of core of this team, this is so par for the course. They've been here before, and I know that Astralis are a far cry from what they once were, but you at least have that experience. You know that you're not going to win every round. You're not going to get off to a hot start. Sometimes ZywOo will just win a round against you that he never should. You know, that's kind of the effect they're having this guy. But they're going back to B again, and I like that this looks to be the game plan, just to abuse the B site. And with good reason,
mai joacă,
not only do you have
S-a retras francezul, nu mai joacă de mult. Duce meciurile astea pentru a ajunge la o victorie sau o înfrângere în grupa mare în Swiss. Primele meciuri din RMRB.
I think this represents a pretty tantalizing prospect.
I don't know, Zonix had 0 kills in the last 3 months.
Yeah, that's a good point. But, you know, when you look at like the other sides of this map, it's like if you go A and you're running into this whole ZywOo, you're terrified of it. I think where the B site has its strengths is in the players that can come in to assist, right? So for despre, you're kind of hoping for like a kill to try and slow them down, to try and buy time for Spinx and Magis to move over.
That was great space taking for Spinx there, because he's got ahead of the flashbang to buzz through the second wave up. Oh, it's ugly for Spinx, but he still survives. 25 on the clock, and his teammates are nowhere to be seen.
I don't really know what's happening here, because the bomb's in B, and like the rest of Astralis have A, and it's like that's pretty cool and all, but you can't win the round without the bomb. Even though Device is in the spawn and about to backstab, the round's already lost. So this is like the most terrifying combat save ever.
Well, they had Buzz get that kill onto despre, and I guess they just wanted to move with it. But Spinx taking space and not playing for retake is what flipped that round on its head. Glaive was not expecting a guy to be already at quad. So it was a very decisive move from Spinx to beat the utility and drop that bomb. But yeah, for sure, Glaive having the bomb on that swing there with no support, not ideal at all.
Uncomfortable round, but good recovery in the end. Straight back into things.
Da, momentan e destul de monoton așa meciul.
Amongst the Astralis Danes as they'll make it work with the Tech9s being invested into. Blame F eating the HE early on as well. He drops onto 45 instantaneously.
So we're going for spam shots to the AWP, announcing his presence.
Da, vedeți, amândouă joacă super slow. S-au meciuit super nasol de început. Acum sunt toate echipele tot aici locul. Cine crezi că bate? Nu știu ce să zic, Ionuț. Uite, i-au bătut Aurora pe Spirits, i-au bătut Into the Bridge aproape pe Navi, i-au băgat în double overtime, i-au bătut după aia pe Virtus Pro, totul i-a dat peste cap, între două echipe de astea e top. Nici nu mai știi ce să zici. Ultimul rezultat am mers, vezi, pentru Vitality, dar acum vreo 2 luni, 3 luni deja. Nu mai e relevant. Sunt în streak Astralis de meciuri, dar sunt în streak de meciuri cu echipe de astea mai slăbuțe, de tier 2, cam așa, o cafea, ceva, am dat-o deja pe gât, bro, e gata, nu mai știu cu nimic, Răzvan. Clacerul, hai, cap acum, uff. E pe pistol, Zaiu, ce faci? Gata,
lovely bit of interplay between Apex and ZywOo.
They're harassing a lot on this CT side, right? They're constantly staying mobile, they're re-swinging, they're flashing for each other. It's looking like a very fluid vitality right now. Even though Astralis are finding gaps, they're not left open for long. And we finally get to see ZywOo making that one sing as well. Love that energy from the Jisk.
Deci ești așa leșinat. Acum vă dați seama cât de natural sunt pe stream, în mod normal. Când îți hype să e burnout, Lolo. Burnout. Am zis că mai bine nu dădeam drumul la live, dar pusesem deja eventul. Nu mai aveam ce să fac. Așa că decât să-l închid și mai departe, am zis că mai bine fac watch party la un meci, aia e.
Expectations of an extra man getting slotted inside of this team, right? Obviously, for a long time, it was AWPers getting plugged into Device's place, and it always felt like they were doomed to fail.
Te-am de când au fost meciurile. Ce meciuri? De fapt, de când a fost Dream-ul. Ce Dream?
what he's done.
Salut Mihai, nici nu s-a pornit pe ideea de a fi hype.
As a young rifler has come through and looked very good in a short amount of time. You know, Astralis' performance at Pro League was nothing to talk about, but Buzz individually held strong there. And so I think that could be a great sign for Astralis at this RMR.
Even if you factor in the added pressure he's under here, normally a lot of players
Răzvan,
take that pressure and crumble. Instead,
cred că mă confuz foarte ușor.
Right? He's finding those key frags. He's playing his style of CS.
Confuzi.
Astralis, you're not meant to win this round.
Nu am avut treabă cu niciun dreamhack.
Best out of a bad situation. The dink onto Dupree ends with him being slain. Magis really does have to lay down the law, and he wants even more. Free frags found for Vitality to grab themselves 4 on the board.
Yeah, uncomfortable for a moment thanks to Device, but
Burnout, Lolo, oboseală.
Let it get any further out of control, and 2 casualties is no worry for Vitality. Still a close affair, still a buy round for Astralis. And it will feature the orb.
Mamă, cuntele, dar tu de terenul de burnout, tu crezi că doar de pe TikTok ai auzit? Păi dacă doar TikTok ai folosit până acum sau așa ceva, ce să-ți fac, bro? Dă-i și caută pe Google cât poți despre... Așa, tu o să zici că și efectul de placebo nu există, că tot de pe TikTok și așa mai departe. Nu se mai poate la nimic la figurat, cu termen la figurat în lumea asta cu unul.
Dupree turns the tides, winning an
Dark
important B fight onto Buzz. Glade smoke spam now.
Salut, Enigma.
ZywOo gonna win that head-to-head versus Device.
Salut,
That's all you want, really. You just want these fights. You just want the ramp fights between ZywOo and Device, constantly changing it up, you know, applying different util and pressure, taking different spawns. These are the fights.
Unde sunt ochelarii aici? Mersi, nici nu i-am mai pus.
ZywOo right now is winning them out. Zip.
Meciul de eliminare nu se pune problema în momentul de față. Nu se pune încă problema în momentul de față. E RMR-ul nou și toate echipele pleacă de la 0-0. RMR-ul nou, RMR B, al doilea RMR. E Vitality 5-3, easy but steady. Salut, Denis, salutare. Let's go, Alexandru, mersi de 31 de luni, mulțumesc, mulțumesc.
Sip with nothing to do and nowhere to go. Vitality will find 5.
And back on your point about the smoke as well, it is interesting, Max. I think that started cropping up like September of last year. Saw a few sort of players from the UK scene playing it in pugs, then started to see it crop up with like boys like Waro, stuff like that. It kind of spread out.
Very cheeky.
Yeah, because I get when I spoke to players about it, everyone was telling me, nah, you're not really going to see it in a pro game. Like, it doesn't really work. It kind of is just like a punky smoke. And I'm thinking, really? Like, this seems mad OP to try and fight for control of ramp.
Yeah, it's like the counter to the deep CT smoke that was already thrown, right? You see players wait for that to expire and then drop their own. And you know, I think, especially near the start,
salutare, New Dreams. Thank you, Bire.
Where's this coming?
Salutare, Ico, salutare.
Yeah, it's very powerful. T's crouching in it. Orb are playing above it. We know how smokes work and go. They can be deceiving at the best of times.
Erai și tu copil și eu pe vremea aia, Doamne Răzvan, nu știu cu cine să faci tu filme, bro, dar mă confunzi maxim, nu, tu confunzi persoanele rău de tot.
Pistols are plenty for Astralis around that they can throw some pace into.
Give it a bit of speed. And put the pedal.
Mai vin băieți de ăștia, Werty, te urmăresc de când comentai acum 8-9 ani, de când erai la PGL și eu zic, bro, când era PGL-ul, eu mă jucam CS, când era divizia PGL, eu cred că aveam 6 luni de Counter-Strike jucate, nu comentate. Pulls back, starts throwing defensive utility. These are good flashes from middle, but it's a wall of smokes that Dupree looks to play above. Ooh, Spinks spamming through, and now they can set up for retake. This is perfect for Vitality, even though Astralis get a bomb plant. Blade will not survive the Molotov. And Astralis holding on to this is a mersi frumos, Răzvan, pentru membership. New Dreams, mersi de o lună, bro. Acolo după blocuri.
Device knocked down to 21 as well, playing the aggressive angle, has to hit heads with a tech, and again they use the fire to try and force him out of position, barely not burning, holding his own until Magic will go in through the back door, hit the head and take him out of commission. Blame F, same could be said for him.
Ce bine se mișcă Vitality.
That is gross.
Yeah, very smoothly done for Vitality. Not a single casualty. They use their util very well. Dupree noticing he was getting eco-rushed. Doesn't risk dying at top.
Bă, l-am lăsat pe Cuntere să se ia cât vrea de mine. Dacă îmi va făcut pe voi din chat cățeluși, deja nu se mai poate. Așa că... Totul până la chatul meu. Știi ce zic?
Insulting even.
Oh, man.
Doing it to his old boy Zip like that.
Te pup, Bobby, te pup, thank you.
Nice round for Vitality, 6-3. Oh, I like that for Majiski. He's got a lineup for the deep yellow smoke. And did it miss? I think it missed. Oh, okay. I take it all back.
Could have been sick.
Yeah, because that's a hard smoke to throw. We see players miss that from time to time. That wasn't because it
Primul meci comentat la tine a fost Columbia, România 94. Bine! Comentam în stare embrionară. Nici atâta.
But unfortunately, line up doesn't really work, does it?
Era o dorință în mintea părinților mei încă necăsătoriți eu, dar totuși comentam.
That's a team flash though. He peeks a second too soon. Everyone was blind, but somehow he gets out worse.
That's a real shame. He was not even half a second off of having both players full blind in mid right in front of him. No accounting for that one on Buzz.
Yeah, this just
goes both ways for Astralis. They're really only left with the option to group A here.
Dacă Rodea le-a pus problema frumos la început, că chatul nu s-a luat de așa la mișto.
Down the line. Oh, that was the chance. That was the opportunity to get involved on the orb. Sails right by him.
No,
Nades have done so much damage. Astralis are all low, and I mean this looks pretty ugly right about now.
Băi, încep să joace 50-50 dacă iau runda asta Astralis. Nu trebuie să sară Sphinx, puteau să aștepte puțin, dar era clar că ies în fața mai mulți. Hopa, hopa, hopa. S-au grăbit. Harti, ești aici?
This is a great timing on a flank, but they're watching for it. Can he find this easy kill? Now the second waiting for him. Dupree doesn't know, and he's right below. Blame with a clutch, and the closer. 3 kills from Blame F. Put Astralis back on the board after a 6-round absence. I don't know how they gotten out of that one. That jump up for Sphinx was the first domino that fell.
Mergi la sala și vreau să merg în seara asta, dar nu cred că pot, nu știu exact cum facem. Mâine cred că o să castez iar. Adică nu mâine, fac pauză total mai bine.
Device and ZywOo locked in this eternal struggle over at ramp. The orbs won't find each other, but Device will nail a shot through yellow.
Nu merge codul de la My Protein UK, din păcate, Răzvan. Dar o să cer. O să cer să se facă și în alte țări, dacă se poate.
Vice even waiting, see if anyone gives him a peek, and double swung, it's about to come through. The trade found by Apex, the man he tagged earlier on. And now Astralis hit the go button. You've seen that ramp aggro coming in. You know there's got to be a gap somewhere. Gap is not in middle with Sphinx holding on to the rotate up through CT and construction. And the
Body
play kind of
wellness
slows
pass
down now for
Alex.
Astralis. They tried to go quickly. They tried to punish the info that they had. The 3 players on that lean over
fără smoke dreapta, n-au smoke? Ba da. Hai, Buzz, hai. Dă-și tu smoke-ul ăla, bravo. Trebuie să pice smoke, așa. Acum
Bun.
Nice.
ZywOo even posted with that AWP.
Ce greu vine Apex.
Sphinx is going ahead with a flashbang. 2 players lined up, and Sphinx
Bravo,
does well,
Sphinx.
but Blame,
Nicely done.
known for his clutching. However, up against the Frenchman,
N-are mult
Vitality
nimic.
have a smoke in their repertoire as well. It's going to get thrown down on the bomb side. ZywOo swaps off the orb. Blame feels the pressure as ZywOo taps him out of the round. Vitality with a retake and respond very quickly.
ZywOo even sniping with the AK. And hitting some very heavy-handed shots, and the whole team's looking quite lively as well. This has been a good half for them so far, with how it's been playing out. The odd round from Astralis, but some of them just haven't been sustainable. Madness from Spinks as well on the re-entry, dude. The fact he gets the second frag makes the world of difference.
Yeah, B's been looking a lot better. There were a couple of weak rounds early, right, with Dupree getting caught off or wall banged, and you know him and Spinks trying to trade out positions, but it's been looking a lot better.
Da, Zai a început să joace iară. A început.
Trying a lot more retake rounds on B, fighting for ramp. This time it's a lot harder. That gap smoke has constricted Apex, and so he won't be going aggressive. It looked like Vitality wanted to make a double move on short. They're going to rotate a fourth player to that A site. No fear of Zip lurking in mid right now, but it has been a factor of this T half that is yet to really matter.
Da, Alex, da, e, nu știu, e fizic, e psihic, care duce și fizicul după el, for some reason. Da, Apex ajută la hype mult de tot. Mai ales când e mai nebun așa. E un pic loc omul, dar în sens bun. Cel puțin pe trichipa lui. La un moment dat lumea toxic față de adversari. Nu l-au verificat pe Magis. Zaiu trebuie să bată om neapărat. Probleme. 2 la gratis. Și Dupri în paralel.
Magical boy.
Mamă, dar
and that's after Device gets on default with the AWP and kills Zyward rotate. Magisk is hiding so hard that he can't call that guy. He doesn't want to risk it, but it is so worth it. Patiently holds his shot, lines up a double spray down and closes it. That's a fantastic round. Magisk is top of the server. And even before that round, he was,
bine Device, da. Ce țintă de Valo. Salut, Fuli, salut.
My goodness.
Nah, m-am zipit în center. Nebun.
No, you can hear it on the Astralis cams. When Apex gets hyped up like that, everyone in the building knows about it.
Da, da, exact.
Astralis just likes to kind of stew in the results of this one. I mean, you know, it might have been this nice look out of the gate. They win the pistol. They stick the landing on the conversion. Since that point, only one rifle round has come down the pipeline. Magisk as the front man right now. Zywoo just behind him.
Glaive trying to take a bit of space here towards middle as well with the Tech 9 backed up by Blame F. If he can draw the crosshair away, Blame would be looking to at least find himself a trade. But Molotov dashed out from Magisk, buys a bit more time. HE could have a bit more impact. And this could be naughty. Device just lurking with the Deagle. Apex walks right on by. Trigger discipline and then the frag to boot with Blame F also making moves on Magisk. So now this is a 4 versus 3 that actually favors Astralis. With still 60 seconds on the clock. You can take your time with this.
Butterfly-ul la Fate pe CS2. Superb arată, genial. Foarte frumos.
But of course Dupree is still here, hiding behind the quad. Astralis also don't have util to execute. It's one smoke on Device. They probably don't even want to announce it at this point. Dupree has to be so patient. Swings out just out of nowhere. It does force a team kill. Blame F putting Zip in bed. Astralis will get entrenched though. Bomb can come through. There's that smoke.
Dacă era invers, să bate el un om și apoi să fie și team kill în rest, să mai SC1 să fie, apoi team kill, erau 2v2, era altceva.
Trying to set up Spinks. This was the guy they said wanted to be more of a star, more of a limelight shot upon him, but he's not one for this stage, not in this one. Tag down low and out of the round now. Our Vitality, a man down in that retake. It very much hinged on Spinks finding success in that first look at the bomb site.
Shame to just see Dupree, wild swing out there with no flash, no support. He had no idea whether they were in or not, and that's part of the charm, right? You're hoping to just catch a lineup as they walk upstairs, but even calling for a flash or a rotation which was available, or waiting until you had some knowledge that Vitalis or that Astralis were there, that could have been a massive multi-kill. Instead, the B site is certainly the way in for Astralis, and they know it too. Huge eco win.
Es n-are o șansă cu Monte, da?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Uite
than
mă,
playing
totul e pe
Messi
dos,
as
totul e
well.
pe dos majorul ăsta. Dar Monte-s
Bit of
bun.
banter about it. Content they took the round.
S-am dat Young top
Straight back
fragger.
into the 14th here with an 8-5 split. Aggression again. Being set up early towards ramp. Zywa with the early flash. Wants to go for the peek in. Sees the leg. Flicks
Top
up.
32 Monte ce-au
Play,
crescut
trade
băieții
from
ăștia,
Blame.
ferească.
He'll slay Magisk and do a bit of a trick of his own. Makes him disappear to put him back into a 4v4.
That is a massive trade, right? Even if you can't take down ZywOo, you've taken down the
E greu fără la unic la însă.
ASTRALIS are suddenly in no hurry. They can level out in a 4v4, allow Vitality to feel the pressure.
Ia
burn
Nerds,
some
cum a jucat
util
în o
early.
perioadă de la... Oh, are rating mare Nerds.
Vitality are
Îi
playing
trage
retake
după
now.
ei.
They can let ZywOo take that first contact.
Nu cred că pleacă Nerds de la echipă prea curând.
Could even get curious and try and do a flank, something that Vitality
34,
haven't
34.
shown in this
Bine,
entire
n-a
city
avut multe
side.
meciuri.
Apex is essentially floating now. If Dupree wants a flash, he'll assist. If Spinks needs help, he'll trade.
Bine, e un meci acum. nu e
Pressure
mare
is on
chestie.
ZywOo, but also on ASTRALIS, who've yet to make any moves. Start to move up ramp. Blame heard the flash
G2
coming.
joacă next.
And so the fear is there. ASTRALIS have to announce their presence by mollying sandbags. It's let them
Nu ai
down
zis că nu
already.
pot să fac
They're gonna be
broadcast-ul
able to
să-l
throw
lasă
an
în limba
execute
engleză,
here.
că de asta e stream-ul în engleză
ZywOo
full,
are
știi?
back in
Trebuie să
CT
fie
with a
ceva în
far
română
better
pe el.
angle, but there are the smokes that will contain Vitality to their own spawn and to a retake.
Yeah, util on the bomb is big though, right? With so little time left and still nades, you know, HEs and incendiaries in play.
Nu cred că mi-au pus să câștige
Vitality
runda
could
asta,
win
vine
this
și
one at
Spinks
the
din
time.
spate.
If they end up dropping the
Mai
bomb,
vine o incendiară sau un
nades
he...
come out
Oh,
too soon, but another volley is nice, slows this down
Now
even
it's
more
my
so, and the backstab still being given room. These
Bine,
smokes
Spinks
have now
varianta la
faded,
fix,
the
la
bomb
fix
is
pe când se
now
încearcă
dropped,
plantul
and
late,
this is
gata.
Vitality taking this round, nothing but device to do.
Wow.
In the 1v3, the util is
Nice,
fantastic to
nice.
keep displacing that
Very
bomb,
nice,
and they
actually.
keep it up long enough that those wall smokes drop. They get out of the round. Suddenly, it's open sight lines into
Hello,
the
Adrian.
bomb
What's
site.
up?
Is that 3 mollies or 2?
Look like three, yeah.
Three in a row.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they'd held on to it the whole time.
Four
I
in a
mean,
row.
that's kind of the problem
Look.
with, you know, not having really pressured this this site, right? Being given the room, the retake set up out of Vitality. They didn't pressure anywhere else on the map, so they hold on to that util for the retake, and it never even makes it that far as a result.
Okay, ZywOo. Hey, give it a go. Why
Ați
not?
votat Vitality 60%,
Head to head between him and Device
ASTRALIS
ranges on, but
40.
maybe a rifle
Interesant.
in this round. Device going over, looking for this pig. ZywOo getting curious instead. Right click flash, ZywOo eats it alive. Device, oh, he sees him on the fade. That flash for Device gets him the frag. Could not have been better timed as Spinks is stuck behind the Molotov, or rather in front. He is forced to confront his opponents here in middle. Zip gets tucked in. Spinks seems aware. He needs this kill desperately, or they lose all control of middle, and Spinks will survive. One more man gone down as well, and Spinks start in middle. These are 4-on-2 that Vitality should have no issue sweeping up.
Big blame F
10-5
though.
final.
Benjamin Bremer himself looking to see if there is physically anything he can piece together off the
Benjamin
back of what
Bremer
he's been
is
left with here. A 1
Blame
versus
flammele
4.
lui.
Limited utility, a smoke and a Molotov AK in his hands. Ooh, Apex with the timing on the jiggle as well. Gets the information he needs. The rotation
Benjamin
call comes
Bremer.
in. Not only
Următoarea.
are you now forced to try and
N-ai
win
cu
this
G2
clutch,
next?
you've got to
Da,
win
o
it
să fie la
against the
Major.
stacked
O să puteți să
side
urmăriți pe
of
stream în
A.
engleză, Eds.
Yeah, this should be undoable for Blame F around the corner, and there's the death certificate signed. Apex's signature on it, and a 10-5 first half found for Vitality. It's lights out.
Hai să facem after închis. Băieți, dacă pică pe plus, vă promit facem giveaway-ul stream-ul următor, bine? Când suntem când o să fim, nu știu, habar n-am, vineri pe parcursul meciului vă zic că facem giveaway. Nu știu, poate pică pe plus, poate nu pică pe plus. Dacă pică pe plus, vă zic în avans că facem giveaway-ul vineri și lorul ăla era pe plus, da, așa. Nu vrea.
But can he go at it alone? It's time for the Gauntlet Challenge.
It's time. First time. Let's beat Dupree's ass, yeah? Okay, so what does the Launder show have for me here? Rings off, you know? Step one. Let's go.
Step 1.
Okay, let's go.
S-a dat leak la sticker, ați văzut?
Off to a good start. We go for the quick entry, no look. What? Back, everybody saw that.
În primul rând, fiți atenți. Mai că e mai important. Mai videoclipul ăla se tot repetă. O să se bage taunturi în CS. Să poți să faci chestii cu mâinile față de adversari și așa mai departe. Vă dați seama ce fain e după faze să faci chestii genul ăsta, mi se pare super tare. Și... unde e aia cu stickerele? CSGO... nu. Last major stickers. Asta-s concept. Era vorba că s-a dat leak. Ce e asta? Pe spate e ăla al lui Imperial. Uite, și ăsta e un concept. Ăsta l-am văzut. Nu e leak, e concept și ăsta. Bine, no Titan Hall for us, dar totuși.
That's right, they finally gave me my own show. Watch the Launder show.
Concepte toate, nu e leak, nu e leak. Cam greu cu leak-uri, n-am văzut leak-uri niciodată.
And as always, it's been a blast.
Da. Băi, cineva ia un leak și îl îmbracă în concept și îl îmbracă în leak. Să facă vizualizări și așa mai departe.
Right, we're back in. Vitality with a commanding lead over this map right now. 10-5 up at the end of that first half. But that's not the only surprise. Over on the other stream, right now we have Monty 13-3 up over Ents. It's not even a contest. That's also a map that Ents are undefeated on in recent memory, one of their best. And they have a 7-map win streak going strong there that looks like it's about to be broken here to open up their run at the RMR.
Absolute madness, man. Definitely didn't see that result coming. That's a
well, even if you did see it coming, I don't think there's any part of you that saw it that dominantly.
Like, yeah. No, it's weird, it's odd, but hey, bodes for an interesting start to RMRB following the footsteps of its younger brother, RMRA. But for right now, we're going to slide into the second half pistol, Vitality being the tease for this one. And big old Buzz, will he have a light year performance here?
It's not an easy site to hold on your own, as we learned from that first half. His entire team stacked on A, and well, Vitality stacked against him. Boosted up is Dupree. Flashes start to fly in. Now they know his position, and Dupree nails that headshot. That is essentially, possibly even the round. Glaive has kit double flash. They were prepared for this retake, but a man down with nothing done and with deep position taken, plus the flank covered. Oh, this might be cleared. Oh, it might be everything for Majisk. He mauls them on the flank. 3 headshots. Majisk is having one hell of a day.
1 HP
Cer de nebună.
and a hat-trick of frags in a matter of seconds. The pistol prowess from Majisk has sent the emotions sky high for Vitality because they needed that one, they wanted it, and they did it in damn style.
That's a crazy spot to hide in, right? You don't see it very often because if someone does try and clear it, you will die every time. But that's the gamble, right? You're not expected to be checked. Absolute beast mode. He's had a phenomenal game of trigger discipline. Vitality with a pistol in their pocket. Assuming they deal with these ecos, this could be a very quick day in the office.
Providing they deal with the ecos, though. That was like step 1 to all of this. Now, Apex still floating around here. Will get the better of Blame, and ZywOo's found Glaive. So, they wrangle it back under control. And now it's just Zip, who's practically begging to get spammed here. They hear the molly tag him. They've even seen him cross onto Tetris, so they know where he is. They know they have A. They're still looking for the fight at B.
Why not?
Cu cât mai mult să scoată, cu atât mai bine. Un cap pe Apex egală frag, adică să scoată 3 la pistoale.
They're trying to let ZywOo get the kill with his Mac 10.
Shameless
money
stat
with the
hunter.
ore.
Nice try,
Come on
nice
now.
try.
Zip, don't give it away to the Mac 10. Find a way to get the AKs to shoot yet, and Spinks will.
They were trying their best to let him live there just for ZywOo, but I think he realized he was being flanked. So yeah, it's a small difference, that $300, but you never know.
Yeah, I just think as well, like when that's how you're getting to play around out, when you're saying, hey, I know you're on the other side of the map, but come here, we'll make $300 more if you kill him. I think that speaks volumes as to how Vitality are feeling right now and where they sit in this game.
Dominant.
Timeout for Astralis. Chance to try and talk this one through. They've got to put up one hell of a defensive side here, or else it might be over before it even gets going.
Yeah, two of the legendary players of Astralis in Glaive and Zip down bottom of the board, 9 kills between them. Not exactly having a fantastic start. Does not bode well for Astralis, but the rifle round can change everything. It's this one or none of them really, though. 12-5. Astralis have 2 buy rounds in the way of the end of this match.
Stiletto,
and they put their foot in the door.
Statrak, ce păcat.
Even if they can, do they put their shoes on first? We'll have to see. Got that one way on ramp. Vitality use it right back, spotting over the top.
Nu, probabil Landver sau Stockholm o să fie mai scump.
Finds device on that fence line and Glaive has to pull back. Glaive's still looking for something ahead of the gap smoke, but just as how Astralis did when they found this A-pick, they chill out for a sec, they let the kills come to them, and ZywOo will find his. Since Glaive falling down.
Pierdută e ca nasol.
One by one, they just let ZywOo feast right now, and Duke come in, offer out a helping hand. Vitality finds 3 A-picks, and then they walk B.
El avea acolo cu el pe Xipix, deci...
I don't know, man. That just looked gross, didn't it? Like
it's desperate.
Like you get 3 1v1s into the pack of you from the top of ramp. Like, yeah, of course you're gonna hang around and take every one of those fights.
de bucăți.
Buzz against the world, though. ZywOo's low. Might be getting told to save.
I don't have the heart to tell you it, Hugo, but Buzz trying his damnedest to make the play happen. Spammed out, of course. Smoke spam going the way of Spinks.
Bine, mai dau și din toate, da.
1v2 here, but dead. Spinks will not let them in, will not let these clutches happen.
Exact,
but both players who get a couple of kills on the board there for Astralis in body bags.
Și o să crească mai mult când o să aibă fundal și blastul, cred că. Ai cod la Philips? Nu mai merge.
I don't know, I really hated this sequence of events over towards Raptor. The first death on device, I think, is very forgivable. He's like trying to play over the top of there one way, up on top of the railing. It's like a bit of an off angle, so just sort of blindsided on the back of the spam. But then every peak past that point, you know, you understand not wanting to concede the 4v5 for nothing, right? There almost has to be a response, but normally you'll see teams try and pressure other avenues on the map, maybe look to regroup. Instead, you end up with like 3 really uncomplementary pushes.
Stockholm deja au crescut mult. Reușește să cumpere acum Adverb la €1, cam așa.
Peekaboo from Apex.
Peekaboo.
Captain's Clash.
Peekaboo, peekaboo.
Vitality.
Mersi de 400 de like-uri, băieți, apreciez din suflet. You know, revin.
ZywOo with a tap.
Revin cu forțe proaspete vineri, vă promit.
Was there ever any doubt? Dupree, give it another go. Skydive to the boost. Gun out now, and they're going to meet up there. Buzz with a pre-aim, it's good, but it's not enough. Magisk finds the finisher to take 14 rounds to Vitality. Not even really a competition was this BO1, and I had higher expectations of Astralis in this game. Sad to see, sad to say.
Yeah, but reassuring for the Vitality squad, who I think are, you know, one of the teams, one of the main focal points heading into the Paris major, right? You wanted these guys to start off in good form. You didn't want any
capsulele de la Antwerp și Stockholm, alea safest.
Good news all in all. Can they finish it clean? Will ASTRALIS make a bit of a mess of it?
Nu știu, Răzvan, tu vorbești acolo, dar nu dai niciun context la ce te referi.
Ice re-smokes it though. Apex is fighting his inner demons, telling him to mash that W
Mi se pare mai bun teamspeak-ul, sincer.
look to take over.
Am făcut 400% profit pe Antwerp deja. Mai ia? Da, într-adevăr, don't put all your eggs in a basket, dar ăsta, stickere, dar nu prea mai e cazul acum. Battle Scarred, ăla l-am luat 2 euro și ce, 2 euro 80 și acum sunt 10 euro.
In this second half.
Încă joacă slow
Zip is on a
Vitality.
real island here down towards the base ramp. He has a bit of support from Buzz.
It's a nice trade of contacts, right? Buzz will definitely get spotted first, and then Zip can try and multi-kill, but they're going to run boost along. It looks like that makes things very hard for Zipnix. He's going to spray away. He gets a kill, but Buzz is pre-fired by Spinks, and yes, they are low.
Un hash și e gata treaba. Dacă iau runda asta Vitality, e GG, e încă e GG, că oricum.
Gun out for Blame and very good timing while he looks to close the round.
Nu se așteaptă la Blame.
He's got the cross on the stairs. Dupree has been dismantled, and Spinks, it's all up to him. He's already found 3 frags, but Device is creeping on in, trapped between a rock and a hard place, and Device will be the one to smash him in the face. So a tight, close round. Constantly looking scrappy, being traded back and forth and finishing in that fashion to at least give ASTRALIS a little bit of a lifeline, but it's not going to make it that much easier. It's 14-6.
Yeah, some nice shooting from Spinks as well, right? Even clearing Buzz off that top rail.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think even the fact that that round's close and you're kind of envisioning a world where Spinks could even attempt a 1v2 in that situation is wild. He does so well at, like, he's sat there on, I think it was like 18 points of health the whole time, by the way. Like, as he's come up the B stairs and nailed that shot, makes the round feel winnable for a moment. He's doing all of that while he's on his last legs, so does a great job of even making that round expensive. Vitality, they keep the pressure applied, right? If they win this round, ASTRALIS are broke, and that's kept up thanks to the extra damage peppered in at the end of that last round. For ASTRALIS, they've got to start building. 8 rounds between them and Vitality, and it's got to start now or else it never will. Device holding down the ramp, Scope with this AWP. He's been the kind of shining star for ASTRALIS, the one thing, the one positive worth looking to. So let's see if he can keep that up.
What's Dupree lining up? Is it the smoke under the ramp? Or are they going to get on his head? Oh, it's a little flash instead.
Știu că e Device aici. Ce outplay au făcut.
Even faster pace as Zywoo runs up the ramp with his entire team. They are beating the timing here. There's no one ready for this. Why would you be ready for this? Glaive will trade and keep this round intact for now. Can he reaggress?
Ce faci? Nu înțeleg de ce al doilea n-au reușit fragul în fine.
Anyway, Magist needs this entry kill. He's been spotted and played like a fiddle by Buzz. But the backstabs in, Spinks should have this absolutely every time. And he'll take that trade,
bomba ramp, bomba scară.
Zywoo arrives. Bomb on the scene, that can be planted, and it's all down to the two.
Battle Scar Hollow vor mai crește pentru că o să fie supply limitat, că se aplică. E de la operațiunea din 2021. S-a terminat în 2022 la început. Na, aici bate unul Glaive. Gata, rundă. Hello, love. Nu se închide meciul ăsta. Se închide. Cât o să se ducă Battle Scar, nu știm, frate, nu știm. Eu zic că o să fie o să fie probabil cam un crown foil, ca un crown foil. De Battle Scar dai 5-5, ceva de genul ăsta. 5-6. Ia să vedem. Dacă o să fac 100, e bine. Luăm asta de biliard. Nu pe ți trebuie să ți-l dau eu. Da, nu te ajută cu nimic modul pe Discord. Nu prea.
Seeing some nice seesawing out of Vitality at least.
Salutare, Dojo, dar nu știu, poate la bani în greșeală. Se mai întâmplă să dea bani în greșeală pe chat. E foarte greu să dau acum banuri de tipul ăsta, că nu pot să caut pe cineva acolo direct, știi? Nu pot să dau search direct. Pe Discord-ul nu mai pot să-mi scrii de la sine, că trebuie să mai ai la prieteni neapărat. Complicat. Te supăr dacă stai pe contul ăsta? Ce pastrali se revin.
Could get weird depending on how this fight right here goes down. BlameF is the only guy even leaning towards A. Next nearest is construction in middle, so this could look to give you a way into the A play. Vitality will never discover this man. They're instead routing back over the bridge, up in the top of ladder. We're going to try his hand at a peek here, but that's the bomb gone. And Vitality, I think they decided to save this AK a long time ago. Spinks going mid at least gave him the option where, like, if ZywOo did the ZywOo thing over towards B and somehow got a bomb down, right, he could play another round a little bit later. But with that not happening, Astralis find an 8th, starting to close the gap here. Slowly but surely.
I'm not worried yet. I'll say that much.
I'm not worried yet either for Vitality, but where it does get a little more concerning, you know, I think, is that we've seen Vitality struggle closing out games before, right? It's like getting to 14, getting to 15 sometimes even doesn't seem to be the challenge. It's finding those last few elusive rounds. They even hunt Spinks down right at the end, but they don't manage to take that AK off of him. Even the fact they're going for the hunt, you know, they're trying to tee themselves up for as many rounds as they can. They're trying to be as punishing as they can. Maybe that's a bit of a mindset switch out of Astralis, right? They're feeling like this one's possible, and they're trying to do the legwork for it right now.
Got nothing to lose in trying, right? The wheels are off.
Da, the wheels are off. Nu știu ce s-a întâmplat pe parcurs acum, dar bine că intervin din timp, că...
Man, somehow, at times, he looks like the most confident player on this team. Always willing to, you know, make risks or play risky. Make moves.
Da, am văzut acum.
He's being supported, without a doubt, by Astralis. But even on T sides, it's very free to go for those entry kills on B. Even if the rounds don't end as strong as they start. It's a reassuring sign from a very young player.
I think it's good for the old roster. Ooh, hang on. Hello.
Hello.
Pop Flash, you talk about some of the plays we've been seeing.
Eu am vândut cutiile și am făcut 10 ori, mă simt împlinit. Da, nu știu, cred că la cutii vine un pic o corecție sau habar n-am. Cutiile chiar au crescut un pic cam mult. Dar bine, fără cutii n-ar fi flux de iteme pe market. De-aia au crescut așa mult.
Who loses a single digit of health to the HE that was dunked on them.
S-a schestat aici. Ăsta cred că e unul nou.
That's a clean shot. Zimmer's holding perfectly for it, and the spam as well.
The gun even flew off the map in that kill. That was kind of the risk of boosting, right? Was that could happen.
Nice,
so it's irretrievable. You don't even get to kind of juggle the gun around and give everyone a turn with it. Welcome to the shooting gallery over at B.
Where did the glow go?
Perfect range.
They had that. They bought that. How did ZywOo just nail that shot on a default?
Yeah, he double tapped Tech9. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. ZywOo's pretty good, I heard.
Dead now, of course, as Zip swings out to find him. And so Astralis, they brush aside that one, right?
Yeah.
The little saved AK round, light purchase around it.
Let's take stock,
iconic,
there's been, two very close 1v2s that Astralis closed out on the B site by hunting the planter.
Hai aici.
este werty și The Rap God has begun! Vitality vs Astralis, 14 la 9. Mamă, ce-au făcut băieții ăștia? Hai mă, Astralis, că vreau să-mi iau și o stickere pe Redline. Vreau să-mi iau skin Redline chat și vreau să-mi pun stickere cu Astralis, dar văd că mă dezamăgesc în meciul ăsta. Nu e problemă de război. Antoniana că e cu voi.
Often, if you're facing this, you're caught jumping up in
Runde
that
pentru
yellow.
Vitality, unde-i Apex? Urlă Apex chat, s-a pus camera pe el, făceau...
Stai, vrei să castezi, să spui?
Nu, pune așa, lasă comentatorii. Am venit să fac și entertainment aici. Domnul Device, s-a tuns Device, bă, băiatul. Nu s-a tuns?
E în poză tuns.
Nu, arată mai bine, mai știu când l-am văzut mai ultima. Când l-am văzut mai ultima dată era... Era fuego,
Device has to hit that shot. Glaive turns around and helps out as they attempt to trade. Apex had to give that a go, but it doesn't work out.
2 minute, pe bune computer de data asta, da.
Astralis regain control.
Ziceam,
Yeah, the one way is even nice. It means the Vitality can't like look to peek the ramp and see what's happening here, right? You'd be paranoid about swinging out because you've heard that smoke go off. You know that they've employed the one way. And even though Astralis aren't playing it, this buys you a lot of time, right? Because you'd elected to smoke anywhere else. Vitality might be a little deeper up ramp now. They're a little faster to launch this attack. Zip coming in with a backstab as well, starting to piece together exactly where this round is going. He has got all three on a platter right here. Into the sandbag, the leading device is Zip. Can't accomplish it on the flank, but he's lived up to his side of the bargain. And even though they see this all, dealing with it is another matter entirely. 5 in a row now for Astralis. They are building back into this.
I just saw Sonic's stressful face call the timeout there. He did not look happy with that round. And that was going fine for Vitality. The 3 and 4
Mie îmi place că facem atmosferă, nu? N-am zis că facem atmosferă pe stream, că trebuie să ne uităm aici la băieții ăștia puternici.
Stai să scot asta cu obosit bărna.
De ce te uiți sus că la 5M? Ia uite-mă, se apucă de 5M băiatul. De la SL Shop am luat video.
Da, chiar la ieftinache atunci. Vreți promocod pe SL Shop? Vreți să dăm încă o dată drumul la 5% pe SL Shop? Promocod?
Sunt foarte mișto și calitative. Am și cu G2, cu Virtus Pro, da, am tricou și e bombă rău de tot tricoul ăla. În restul ăsta cu Navi, că pe celelalte sunt semnate și nu le port. Puțin fix. Pistoale, dar au utilități. Mergem pe rampă, nu mai mergem pe rampă, că s-au dat smocurile astea, fall back.
Dar au tras până acum Vitality. Dar acum e interesant, știi de ce? Că Magisk și cu Dupri sunt fost jucători Astralis. Și coachul de la Vitality Zonic e fostul coach de la Astralis.
Bro, not ok. Păi atunci înseamnă că știe deja ce fac alți 3 jucători de la Astralis coachul ăla, că e în mintea lor.
Da, uite, Magisk a tras.
Măcar la eco, măcar la eco.
Ai câștigat la Valorant?
Am câștigat unul, am pierdut unul. Dar mi-am găsit cu echipier pe mâine. Vreau să te anunț că eu la competiție avem un turneu chat între streameri de Valo. Am 2 băieți de 13 ani. Știi, Antonia și Grădinița, dar joacă bine.
Da, asta e un băiat de 13 ani care are 5.000 euro. Mail îl cheamă. Mi-a părut pe TikTok foarte mult în ultimele săptămâni. Eu văd un munte pe ens, să vină la Onyx. Se întâmplă. Salut, Sex, salutare.
Salutare. Uite, a dat 2 puncte pupic pe chat, ce drăguț. Da, ca pe Messenger.
Da, ăla simt.
Pariul meu este că Vitality nu se califică în Major, deci suntem on track right now. The bully.
Da, ăla ne rupe, ăla e jucător, ăla e bun și culmea e suedez. M-am uitat special acum azi dimineața să-i văd naționalitatea. E suedez, mă, e speranța CS-ului suedez acum. E reîncarnarea cu ăsta, talentului lui Get Right, cu Forest și cu Freiberg împreună.
Dacă ăștia 3 ar fi avut un copil.
Da, mă, CS-ul suedez nu mai au echipe. Nipi erau suedez full, acum sunt internaționali. Fnatic erau suedez full, acum sunt internaționali. A fost de curând Fnatic NIP, acum o săptămână jumate, primul meci din istorie de când sunt organizațiile din anul 2000, când ambele s-au întâlnit și n-au line-up suedez.
Sună foarte trist, mama, parcă cu Fiorla, cum ai povestit-o, zici că sunt pe National Geographic, mă uit la omul ăla, cum zice, de History Channel, nu știu.
Suferă copilul de 3 și suferă? Păi lasă-l mă că
Și aș suferi.
Da. Știe și el. Băi, e bună aroganța.
E în mintea lor.
E bună aroganța, da. Nu, o să
se... Îți dai seama, n-are nici buletin, nu i-a dat nici mustața de fecior.
Cred că de fapt e copilul Lovemeister. Băi, pe bune, n-au mai avut suedezii jucători. N-au jucători care să iasă în evidență. Mai e Brawler? Ziceți voi, jucători suedezi care au talent acum, care scot capul în afară. Nu ziceți Screams. Ziceți-mi de mai mici de 21 de ani. Cine?
Ikea. E din Suedia, compania.
Nu, Raptor, nu o să comentez G2, mă duc direct la somn, cred că. Mă duc direct la somn. A zis că e frumos, nu e prea bine, nu e prea bine.
3 versus 1? Magist? Opa.
Lini.
L-a secat mult.
Nu prea sunt. Hai să la Gamer Legion. Hai să zicem, da? Are 20 de ani, parcă. Sau 20, 21, 22, 23, pe acolo este.
De ce arată băiatul ăsta ca la Unix?
Nu, ți-l arăt.
Un pic așa.
Nu,
un pic
îți arăt eu
aduce.
ce înseamnă. Nu, stați așa, stai așa. Îți dau galleries.
Rezoluție 16:9, bro.
16:9.
E transmisiune.
Stai să găsesc ăstea cu Falcon, să-l vezi pe...
Cum ar fi dacă ar juca la Unix cu băiatul sau pe cine vrei să mi-l arăți pe Falcon?
Pe un jucător de la Falcons, Body. Ăla arată din profil ca la Unix.
La Unix, Body și băiatul ăsta, în aceeași echipă. Nu mai știu comentatorii care cum sunt.
Uite-l. Seamănă.
Da, da, da. Pune producția numele pe invers. Nu atât că e la Unix. Uite mă, iubică, nu.
Da?
Ok.
Da, nu, seamănă mai mult un pic Body. Team kill dai 14-12, țin să vă spun de la cât?
14-10, acum 14-13. Adică de când am venit eu, cel puțin. Acum nu știu dacă am mai făcut comeback și înainte.
Cine a pus pe Astralis dansează rumba acum. Cât a fost? Comeback de 8. 8 bucăți. 8 bucăți, mă.
Adică am venit la jumate, abia. Nu mai știe. Apex acum se uită, IGL-ul. Ok.
Hai mă, Zoni, ce faci? Dormi? Partea asta nu mai ții minte de la Astralis. Făcea să adunau ăștia noaptea să facă training fără tine.
Training?
Hai, Zaiu. Cine vreți să câștige acum? Pe bune, după comeback-ul ăsta, cine vreți să câștige?
Astralis.
Nu zic că e Harty pe chat. Harty, românul nostru din galeria de la Vitality, din Golden Hornets, de la Ultrash.
Bro, eu vreau să câștige ca să mi se ducă skin-uri, sticker-ele alea mai sus, știi?
Dar tu vezi că trebuie să le cumperi, măcar ăla să-l facem.
Ca șef.
Astralix. Mai că acum chiar devine interesant. Te un pic să dau chestii mai tare.
He's the solo cell right now. ZywOo is covering, but he doesn't have that orb. Apex making noise before the flash comes in as well, trying to catch Blame. Reacting off of that info, Spinks has a lot of room. And Zip, he's watching for it.
The drop down, that's info.
This is fantastic for Vitality. They need to capitalize on his position as Zip nails the headshot. You give the AK to the right guy right now, and he's keeping Astralis alive.
He shouldn't be winning that. They knew
Mă,
where
dacă
he
rămânea
was. He had
lurk,
two guys
băiatul
bearing
din
down
scară
upon
și
him.
roteau 3
His bullets
pe
got soaked up by Dupree chasing that kill. Spinks will still find one in the meantime. Buzz, he's someone we got to keep an eye on. As this game goes deep, can
ce
they
flash
keep
bun.
up this performance?
Heu, gata. Bye bye, ZywOo. Nu?
Instead, it's a good bit of damage spread between two players. Vitality are all
S-a
wounded,
dus iar sub
with the
scară.
exception of Spinks.
S-a dus bine.
Still just want this B site for Magis.
I-a dat
If he
nimic.
gets an entry, they can pull back from where they're going. They're leaving right now. Barrel spotted. Magis, with a swing off that flash. Buzz whiffs a shot.
Multă lume trage
Magis is going
prost
to
prin
sell this one.
4-1,
They
s-am
want
văzut de
nothing to do
curând.
with it.
Da, nu știu
They've
ce
got all of
are.
Astralis'
Zici
attention
că
right
s-a
now.
ciufulit
Even
în
devices
arma.
consider
Dacă tragi
rotation.
primul glonț greșit, e greu să mai controlezi după. Și la IME am văzut chestia asta din păcate. 25 de secunde, mid to window, all in, Magis Chiena. E în BP.
One for something up. It's now this mid hit on the cards. Over construction.
Dacă
Too
moare unul
strong
e
here.
GG felul ăsta.
Could stop this if he can find the bomb crossing. Here's the chance, but Apex won't let it happen. One kill from Device in the right place.
Oh no, no way!
Read the flank, and so finally Vitality get that elusive match point round.
Blame killed Zip, man. Blame completely killed Zip. He sold his position so hard. He had to win the round off of that bait. He was stuck back in CT. He pulls back 1 foot, 1 centimeter, and Zip gets backstabbed. And Blame only gets 2 from it, and it's not enough. They even plant perfect as well. Device was set up for that clutch, but that could have been so much more. Astralis knew exactly what was going on, thanks to Device's flank, and still
codul werty,
they
mai
lose the
protein
round.
site-ul găsiți. Nu merge că e
big
ok.
worry was Buzz, man. Like when you're on a comeback like this,
Eu sunt
like
jale
experience
astăzi,
really
sunt
matters. We
jale.
talk about that, and this was the fight that decided
Zicea
so
cineva,
much.
salutării
The Flash was
familiei
there to
Werty,
set
nu,
him
familiei
up, and you
Wertonia.
could tell that, like, because he would flash for it, because he knew it was a good fight for him, he fully
A
commits to
terminat
that
Vitality
spray
pareatul cu
after
Adidas, a trecut
missing
la
the
Hamel,
first
bun
view.
spot-ul, bravo,
And
vă
yeah,
deci
like
chiar
those are the
într-adevăr.
deaths that are frustrating.
La Hamel
Those are
precum
the deaths
Astralis,
that can
parcă mai suntem
cost
cu o
you.
echipă
It's a
care
high pressure moment when you're this deep into a comeback and Buzz crumbles under the pressure. Vitality onto
Am fost în
15.
Copenhaga, în mall, lângă arena, lângă Royal Arena. Era Hamel, e un fel de... Nu știu să zic echivalentul de la noi. E un, da, e un sportswear brand, da, care vrea să o dea către Nike, e local. Cred că la Nordic, dacă nu doar în Copenhaga. În Danemark. Nu, cred că și în
E nebun, e nebun, doamne. A picat servieta, chat.
I do like that from Zip. Just kind of saying like,
Credeam că
hey,
prinde
you're
doi
gonna go through this. We're
stacați.
sending you through with a flashbang and a dream.
That's literally his only play. If he waits there, there's no way he takes a player with him. And he almost got Dupree, but a little bit too much to ask
Am că mi s-a dus
for.
somnul.
29 rounds.
Vitality
Vitality might have concocted something to end it. Device has to be once again the hero.
Antonerti, aoleu, asta sună urât.
Device.
Deci că sunt
Man
ceva
that's twice as
ministru.
nice, but will he be
Noi
able to
HP
pick
avea, n-am
himself
văzut,
up
n-am
two
văzut, am văzut că era
frags on
full.
contact here? Instead, deviates away from the angle.
Dacă prindea acolo, am menționat că dacă prindea doi pe colț, cu flash-ul, era faină
One trade isn't good enough. This puts them into peril now. This 29th round's got 30 seconds left, and Vitality, they're looking to cop the head clean off, secure it here. They rotate back to B as well. They've got the read on the round. They slow this down. Zywo's coming back. Device has put him with it. Oh, he hits the headshot. Bomb drop. Needs to find a follow-up, but he's left him with 15 seconds. Even with the time they've got, they're not going to make it.
Dacă moare Glaive, 10 secunde! N-au timp de plan, trebuie să facă fragurile! 5, 4, n-are!
Apex had to hit that A site. He had to hit that plant, and there was no one there to save him. They split in a 4v3, 2-2, and they get diced apart by Device. That flank, that one kill down ramp, that was it.
Doi avea. Mamă,
oh my goodness. And that is a tilter. That is a tilter of a round for Vitality.
Nu, tu, zicea Apex.
It was on a silver platter. They had all the advantages. They had everything going their way.
Mazi, cu un gift, Nesimul, bro. Nu se
clipul? And Device having come in with aggro. Looking to make a hero play. Might not have felt like it in the moment, right? Just one kill dropping the bomb. Still with like 20 seconds left. It goes on and wins the round. That rotate back to B costs Vitality dearly. But here we are, the full 30 rounds required. Can Astralis make this an overtime affair?
Zywo's had enough. He went for a hard swing up ramp right there before the flash for some respect. Now they've had a lot more control. They've not been able to get this for free. Device is relegated to a rifle. Not what you want right now. No AWPs in the 30th round. Vitality wait. Smokes set. There's a molly at least on Glaive. Buzz jiggling B, but it's Blame to re-aggress, try and force that opening kill. Side by side with teammates as well. This can get very wrong. They can block each other. They need to move. Re-aggress back to the short side. Blame takes some control. He will, like a captain, die with his ship, go down into the murky waters. He's got to take a couple with him. Dives out behind the smokes. 4 players from Astralis here. Almost everyone. And of course it's Zywo to find that kill
Uitați-vă ce au săcat. Bă, Zaiu, ce faci? Ok, măcar a murit unul.
Dupree now dead. Apex also tagged up and set up in a post plant here with limited util for ASTRALIS.
Adrian, stai de energizante, mersi bro, e nevoie rău de tot. Cred că melatonină direct să dorm, mai oricum eu dus seara acolo. Nu, Zai, nu se arăta capul, de ce, de ce? Nu găsește bomba, nu găsește bomba, Glaive. No way. E de 5 last one. Oh! Oh! Na, trebuie să o țină, trebuie să o țină. All in, all in, all in. GG World. Hai. Uite ce față a făcut Apex. Uite-te la Apex.
Mult mai palpitant că s-a făcut comeback-ul ăsta din partea ASTRALIS. Era destul de sad match-ul dacă nu se întâmplă astfel.
Mă zi, uite că ți-am zis că mai durează 15 minute meciul, dar eu am zis că e gata, e să fie marjă de eroare, dar nu știu cum.
16-14, ASTRALIS nothing to be ashamed of after they claw back a game that felt done.
Gangale, 5 euro, mersi frumos, Andreas. Dar ți-am mai zis, donează direct cu csgo.gangale.ro, băieți, aveți în descriere. Dacă vreți să mergeți acum pe server, că înainte să închid, vă las... Ce faci? Vă las aici conectul de la gangale.ro. Îl aveți acolo în descriere, mereu oricum după parteneri vine primul, chiar înainte de werty.ro. Deci, din păcate, m-a lovit rău de tot oboseala după orele de casting din ultima perioadă, care sunt ele foarte, foarte multe, așadar apare mai aveam nevoie de o zi de pauză, am comentat 4 ore, 7 ore, 9 ore jumate, 10 ore, 4 ore, 8 ore, 5 ore, 5 ore.
9 ore sus, n-ai zis.
No,
Hai, recalculam, fii atent, stai. 11, 20, 30, 4, 42, 47... 47 de ore în 8 zile.
Na, mult pentru creier ca să îndure, așa că o să...
E enorm, adică gândiți-vă chat că chestia e că werty dă din gură, adică una e să faci, să zic așa, o muncă fizică la birou și să gândești, dar să vorbești atâta, băiatule.
Mulțumesc, Mate, mulțumesc.
N-am zis cuvinte în viață cât te-a spus werty pe casting în 5 ani.
Mulțumesc. Bun, vă las acolo la arhiv, mergeți acolo cu Right by Werty și...
Avem live cu 5M acolo.
Da, și ne vedem. Mulțumesc frumos pentru donație, apropo, băieți, nu era nevoie, credeți-mă că oricum n-am apucat să fac nimic pe stream-ul ăsta, dar sper că am reușit să fac suficient pentru voi săptămâna trecută. Poate o zi pauză și mâine și revin cu forțe proaspete vineri pentru hype casting-ul cu care v-am obișnuit. Vă mulțumesc din inimă, vă pup, seară bună, de fapt seară bună, după masă plăcută. Ciao, ciao, pa, 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 pa. Sunt prea scumpe cheile pentru cutii, codul werty îți oferă 70 de cenți bonus pe Hellcase, deschizi cutii și dacă te simți norocos, codul werty15 îți dă bonus de 15% la prima depozitare. E timpul să te flexezi cu noile tale skin-uri. Să fim serioși, toată lumea ar vrea să cumpere skin-uri mai ieftine. Pe D-Market cumperi skin-uri cu bani reali cu până la 30% reducere. Și nu doar atât, poți să faci și trade cu vechile tale skin-uri. Acum, cireașul de pe tort e că dacă vrei să-ți cumperi Mustangul ăla mult dorit, poți să-ți vinzi skin-urile tale scoțând bani direct pe card sau pe PayPal. Iar